It's Thursday morning, day of the game. I'm walking to the mountain. I left a bit later than I wanted. I slept so bad, you can tell I slept badly. I slept really badly last night. I didn't get to sleep till like 2:30 and I'd been trying to get to sleep from about 11, so not ideal, but it was just really, really warm. I just looked knackered. But I'm going to go walk up this mountain. Hopefully that refreshes me. I think it might be about 20k in total. So hopefully I'll be back just after lunch, and then I've got to go to the ground. And it's quite cloudy, so I hope that clears up because I want the good views. I've been walking for about 15 minutes and I've already knocked 4 minutes off the time it should take me to get to my destination, so I feel like that is a good sign. I've no idea actually what height this mountain is. I feel like it's similar to Mount Nelson in Hobart. So if it's a similar intensity, I won't mind. It's actually quite cool this morning, and like grey. So I hope the grey clouds go away, but I don't mind it being cool because Mount Nelson was very, very warm. Okay, why does this keep happening to me? Because I got to the end there and it was like, oh, this pathway is closed. If you want to cross the bridge, you have to go to the other side of the road. But if you want to go to the other side of the road, you're going to have to walk half a mile back down the road to the traffic lights. And it takes 20 minutes to cross at the traffic lights. So I feel like I've really, the hard work I put in that first 15 minutes to get ahead of Google Maps, just been set back again. I've got to walk back and cross the other side of the road. So my Strava's going to look a bit ugly, which, you know, it's not all that matters, but it does matter a bit. I've just seen my first kangaroos. I hope they're kangaroos and not wallabies, but oh my god. Okay, I've just seen kangaroos. I'm going to walk away because I think they might be a little bit intimidated by me, so I don't want to scare them. I can't wait. I'm sure they have to be kangaroos. They didn't look like wallabies, and they were quite big. So exciting, oh my gosh. I thought the place I'd see them is Adelaide, because I know in like some of the suburbs they'll just roam the streets. I actually can't believe it. I'm so glad I spotted that. Right, if there are any wildlife experts or Australians, don't you dare tell me they were wallabies. Tell me they were kangaroos, because if I've thought I've seen kangaroos, they'd have to be wallabies. I'm going to be gutted, because I have just come across kangaroos in the wild. There are just so many opportunities for me to have my ending in Australia, and I'm not okay with that. Okay, I think this one's on me. I think I've messed this up, because I think this is now literally like I'm going to be walking by a road for the whole summit. I don't know, I'm very confused. I'm so near the top. I think I'm about 300 metres away. It's actually been quite hard to think, considering it's just on the road. But it's because I've been walking on like this path by the side of the road and obviously trying to watch out for cars and stuff. So yeah, but I'm glad to be near the top. And I'm ahead on Google Maps by 10 minutes. So a win is a win. This is the view I came for. It is so, so cool. You get to see the whole of Parliament and all the government buildings, and also just get to see like the structure of the city, which is incredible. I think in the background there, somewhere behind the tree, that's Black Mountain, the other mountain, and then you've got the CBD there, but yeah, Parliament somewhere behind me in the straight line going down. Okay, I'm a bit of an idiot because I just looked at Strava, and also once I got here, and there are all these trails down. So I don't know how I ended up on the road one. I don't even know, but the route down is going to be really nice. It's this track here. There are loads of them, so I'm going to take a different route down and a different way back. I'm kind of annoyed that like the way up was like that, but the one thing I have to take from it is that I did get to see kangaroos, and maybe I wouldn't have seen kangaroos on this way. So yeah. I'm slightly annoyed at myself that I ended up going the way I did up the mountain, but to be fair, like I did look on multiple places, so it's not my fault, but it's fine. I still really enjoyed it. Like going up was good, but I really enjoyed the route down. Yeah, so it is what it is. I think I've probably walked 13k now. I reckon it'll be under 20k. I reckon it'll be under 20k when I get back, but we'll have a look at Strava. And I've got all that Lebanese bread and hummus to get through. So I decided to take the scenic route, which is a bit longer, but it's also got this thing called the Australian of the Year. So every year there's like an Australian of the Year. So it's got a walk of every single one of them. So it is going up in chronological order. So as it progresses, I hope I know and recognise some of them. But yeah, nice little route, and then I'll walk through Parliament. Okay, first one, of course, is cricket related. First name I recognise on this walk so far. And of course, the next one up, Kathy Freeman, of course, icon. Okay, so apparently there was no one good in 1993. It was a bad year to be an Australian. No idea what's happened to 1997, so I'll never know. Okay, this is cool. Kathy Freeman is on there again for 98. Okay, there doesn't seem to be one for Steve Irwin, which feels like a bit of a crime, unless he was 97. Sam Kerr. So she got Young Australian of the Year, so they changed it. Okay, yeah. So they've got like local hero, senior Australian, young Australian, then Australian. Oh, so that was 2018. So that was a while ago. Now, of course, Ash Barty, to be fair, she could get on there for tennis, cricket. Pretty sure she does golf now. I'm walking through the gardens of the old Parliament now. There is a memorial back there for the Magna Carta, because apparently there's a, like, I think it said it was original bit of the Magna Carta, or I don't really know, in Parliament House, which you can go and see. I think tomorrow I want to try and go to Parliament House, if I can drop my bag somewhere, because yeah, that'll be pretty cool. I don't know if Parliament will be in session, but I'll have a little look. I've made it back 20 kilometres and it took me just over 4 hours, so yeah, I've got a bit of time before I need to go to the ground for the media stuff with the members of the Afghan team. I'm gonna have my hummus and my bread, which is very, very needed. I'm very tired. This hummus is perfect. I tried to get the most like non-supermarket looking one because the smoother the better, but this is unbelievable. I'm just heading to the cricket ground now. I'm really I'm looking forward to meeting some of the Afghan team. Obviously it's a situation that I followed, well, ever since it happened in 2021. But yeah, like obviously spoken about it a lot on the podcast, and just trying to help keep that conversation going, because yeah, it's a story you never want like people to stop talking about, because yeah, it's heartbreaking. And luckily the 17 previously contracted members are in Australia now, so they're in Canberra and Melbourne, I think. So yeah, a couple of players who are in Canberra will be here, but then obviously they'll be playing the Afghan 11 representative match the 30th of January, so it's the morning before the test match. So I really want to go to that. Obviously it depends on timing, just because yeah, I've got to be there for the test. But yeah, my laptop just died, so I thought it would be a good opportunity to do an update, because I haven't done one in a while. Went to Monaco Oval for the media opportunity with two of the Afghan players. So it was Banafsha and Sophia, who were incredible. It was so incredible to hear their stories. Obviously, just kind of a tiny part of their story. A lot of what they would have experienced is really, really difficult and horrendous. It was quite nice that this was, it felt really positive, because obviously it was talking about the game next week in Melbourne, and it's such an exciting prospect that this team, although they can't actually play under the Afghan flag, and it obviously isn't like an official international fixture, but it's an opportunity for them to play as a team, and I think that is so special. And from what they said, it's a really significant day. Sophia was like, yeah, it's making history, which, yeah, was brilliant. Banafsh had an amazing personality. She wouldn't stop talking. She was she was fantastic, and there were loads of lovely little anecdotes about different culture shocks they experienced, like using the buses here in Canberra and stuff like that compared to back home. And yeah, it was also just really nice to hear about what Cricket Australia have done and how they've really rallied around these players and welcomed them to Australia. So I've been listening to a lot. I listened to an interview with Mel Jones, which came out yesterday. And she also did stuff on the podcast with Lydia Greenway and Charles Dagnall, which was also really, really interesting. But yeah, so I'm just writing up the transcript at the moment, because yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. I think with Afghanistan, whenever I've spoken about it before or anything like that, it's always been in like a, I don't know, it's always been quite solemn, and yeah, it's a horrible situation, and so it's always been in a negative way, and talking about the lack of action from the ICC and things like that. But actually, this was an opportunity to hear the positives in such a dark story. And yeah, the fact that they're getting to play a cricket game is brilliant. The kits are so lovely. I'm so excited for that to be shown. Yeah, really, really good. I just got back from the game. It's about midnight. I tried to file my piece quickly because I was like, I want to get to bed. But yeah, it was a bit of a mad game in the end. Obviously, Australia won, surprise, surprise. But yeah, the rain and just the ending to the game with lightning and thunder, Heather Knight throwing her bat, very dramatic. But that's why we love the Ashes. Yeah, it's a shame because England came close. Like, I don't know if they would have done it. They needed 18 off 5, I think it was in the end. So like, yes, okay, it would have been really tight and almost impossible, but it's always the what ifs. And Australia have now won the Ashes outright, so yeah. But for me, it's not like a dead rubber now. I think obviously, yes, people will use that term, and I guess Adelaide Oval is, but at the end of the day, it's a multi-format like point series, so it's also playing for dignity. And for England getting some points on the board at least, it's a lot better than 16-0. So yeah, T20 at Adelaide Oval on Saturday, and then obviously the test. The test, I feel like, is so separate. Like, obviously within the context of the Ashes, if this series was tight and the teams were going in equal, then okay, yes, it's like, it's got that added thing. But I think because test matches are so rare, I guess, in the women's game, it's like, it's such an occasion. And also with it being at the MCG and being a day-night test, and there's just like a lot of anniversaries and all sorts, so it's just like, I don't know, it feels like special, regardless of the result. But yeah, I'm glad it didn't rain when I was walking back, because I was like, I'm gonna get drenched otherwise. But anyway, tomorrow is travel day, but I'm not travelling till late evening, so yeah, I have to check out of here at 10. I'm gonna record the podcast at 8:30 a.m. So I've got to be up for that one. So I'm probably gonna get to bed at like 1:30 once I've edited this and stuff. Yeah, up at 8:30, do the podcast, check out. I've got somewhere to drop my bags, and then, to be fair, I'm gonna have to spend most of the morning writing. Got to do the preview for the Adelaide Oval and write my Afghanistan piece, which I am so excited to write. Like, this is probably like the article the most important article I've ever written. Yeah, like, obviously we talk so much about the Ashes and like, oh, this, but like at the end of the day, it's not that deep. Like, it's a bit of cricket, but what I'm writing about with Afghanistan is so much more important, and holds so much more value, and yeah, it's fundamentally about human rights and women's rights, and that's something I obviously care about a lot. And it also is about cricket, and I love cricket, so I'm very excited to write that. But I think, yeah, I'd obviously want to find the right words and stuff. So I'll do that in the morning. I think I might go for brunch. I'm gonna treat myself to some brunch, because it's been like 2 days since I've had avocado on toast. But yeah, and then I want to go to Parliament and the like National Museum of Australia, because they've got the Pompeii exhibition. So hopefully I'll be able to fit that in, and then go to the airport. We will see. But yeah, the next few days are quite busy, so I'm gonna appreciate when the last T20 is done, because then there's a little bit of a break before the test. So yeah, but right now I need to pack my stuff up and edit this. Yay! And write notes for the podcast. I'm excited to record the podcast tomorrow. There's just so much to talk about, so it will be so good.